For $5, you can get a 2x4. And from a 2x4, you can get a waving American flag. This project cost me $5 to make. It was exactly one 2x4 and then one small piece of scrap wood. That is all I needed to make this beautiful waving American flag. So we're gonna take the 2x4 over to the miter saw and we're gonna cut 4 pieces that are 23 7/8 inches long. Why are they not 24 inches long? Well, because the blade is 1/8 inch thick, so it'll take off a little bit. So to counter that, we're just gonna go 1/8 inch in so we can have 4 perfect pieces that are the exact same size. And at the end, 1/8 inch isn't gonna make a big deal. We just need one more of these extra pieces. So if you have a scrap 2x4 that's at least 2 feet long, go ahead, grab that. We don't, so we're just gonna cut it off another 2x4. So we're just getting 2 feet cut off this. So this, in the end, will be a 1 1/4 2x4 project. So we've got our 5 pieces cut. Now what we're gonna do is take this over to the table saw and we're gonna rip off this curved edge here so it's flat, and then we're gonna set our rip fence 1 inch away from the blade, and we're gonna run this through 3 times. So from each piece of 2x4, we're gonna end up with 3 pieces that are 1 inch thick, of course, 1.5 inches wide, and then 23 3/8 inches long. So here's what we got. 13 of the stripes cut out. So like I said, each of them is 1 inch thick, 1.5 inches wide, and 23 7/8 inches long. So we got that from our one 2x4, and then this was from that other 2x4 piece we cut out. We only needed one of those pieces from this piece, so we can just chuck that. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna grab 2 of our clamps. We're using pipe clamps, and we're gonna put these just about 22 inches away from each other. And then we're gonna lay our whole piece in between those, and we're gonna clamp it up. Before we tighten the clamps, we wanna make sure that these edges are lined up. Now you're gonna bring it so it's facing you, and we're gonna draw some lines on where we're gonna cut with the angle grinder. So how we're gonna do this, I'm just gonna take my scrap piece here, and I'm gonna just make a diagonal, make a line here, make a line here, go about 4 or 5 inches away from each other. Just kind of eyeball it, doesn't need to be perfect. And you're gonna make some lines. So we're gonna use an angle grinder to cut this. We're using one which is just a 40 grit sandpaper. If you can find a shaping disc, that would be perfect. We went to 3 different stores today and none of them had a shaping disc. This is the closest we got, so it's gonna take us a little bit longer. But basically, we're just gonna go ahead and run it down the line and make this cut on this line deeper, and then make our way out to get that little wave on each side. So this is gonna take a while, it's gonna take a lot of shaping. Nobody's is gonna turn out the same way, so you just kinda gotta go for it, eyeball it, and have fun while you're doing it. So in all honesty, this was my first time using an angle grinder. So I started off by going with big strokes, with just kind of putting the nose of the angle grinder down and trying to get as much of the material off like that. And that worked a little bit, but then I realized if I turned it sideways, and then I just used the very tip of the angle grinder, and I dug down a line all the way down to the bottom, and I kind of worked my way up to the right, and then I did it on the other side of that little trench I just made, worked my way up to the left. That made it way easier to get material out on both of those sides, going from one side to the other, and really getting that nice wave and making it deeper. So when you're done with the angle grinder, it's gonna look pretty rough. It's not gonna be smooth pretty much at all. That's fine, because then we went ahead and we hit it with the 60 grit sandpaper on our orbital sander, and that is where you really do most of the shaping. That's where you get everything pretty smooth, but obviously still rough because it's 60 grit. Once you're done with the 60 grit, then you start to smooth it out. 120 grit, 220 grit. We went up to 320 grit. We've been liking doing that. It just makes everything feel way softer in the end.
Alright, Editor John here. I don't know how we forgot to record any sort of explanation on what Peter's doing here, but he's just giving this a good wood burn. With the torch, he's going real slow, making sure he's trying to cover everything as evenly as he can. This took him about 5-ish minutes, because you gotta go real slow, be a couple inches off of the wood, make sure you're going evenly, and try not to hold that canister upside down for too long. You'll kind of lose your torch flame there. But yeah, that's what we did to get this wood burned.
All right, so we've got it all burned and sanded, and we scraped it a little bit, so it's looking good. Remember, it is still not glued up. So now we're gonna pick it up, so you can see that backside. And I'm just gonna draw a triangle from the top down here. Connect those. Now we're gonna take our stencil. I got a pack of stencils on Amazon for like 10 bucks. I think it was pretty cheap. So we're gonna use this one, which is 10 inches by 7 inches. And we're gonna put it up where the stars are gonna go. And then we're just gonna trace it so we know exactly where those are gonna go. And you're gonna draw that line there around the bottom side. So now you know where the union is gonna go, and now we can unclamp it. And I'm just gonna place it right back down where it was. Now we're gonna space them out because the colors have to be opposite, so we'll do one color, another color, one color. You could do red and white. We're not gonna do red and white because we've got a red and white flag behind us. We're gonna do stain and not stain. So we'll take one, we'll stain it, we'll leave the next one blank, we'll take the other one, stain it, next one blank, stain it, and we'll go through that on all of them. So now you can go ahead and glue this up just like you'd glue up a cutting board, the same way on those bar clamps that we used to hold it all together. Or you can do what we're gonna do, which is just gonna make the process go a little bit faster, which is put a little bit of glue, and then you sandwich it up to this piece, line it up, then we're gonna flip it up and pop some brad nails in it. Just go ahead and keep doing that. Now we'll glue this one, and then we'll brad nail this one, and we'll go all the way through. Now it's time to get the stars on. One option to get the stars on, you can tape this down with some masking tape and make sure that you're pushing it down so it goes all the way into those waves and it's not just sitting up like this. And then you can go ahead, you can spray paint it, you can paint it on with a paintbrush, or you can even get like a paint marker and draw them on. I've done that before. I've done all those before. Option 2 is to use your Dremel. As you can see, I've done this before on a bigger flag, and it is time consuming. You have to put the stencil on, then you have to draw it all out with a pencil or a pen or something. Then you take your Dremel with a very small little carving bit, and you just go ahead by hand, just like you're drawing, like you did with the pencil, and you have to do the outline of each star, and then you have to do the inside of each star, so it takes a while. I think by star like 23, when I did it last time, I was like, all right, we don't actually need 50 states. I think we're fine without like New Hampshire. So that brings us to our third option, the one that we are going to do, which is use a Cricut. So what a Cricut is it's basically just a vinyl cutter, and it creates stickers. So we've got one of those machines. They are a couple $100, so I wouldn't recommend buying one for just this project. But what we've done is we've created our own kind of stencil with the Cricut vinyl cutter. So you can see as I peel this off, all the stars are staying on that piece there. So you can see we've got all 50 stars on there, and they're just stickers. So we're just gonna go ahead and place that on the union. First we gotta get some transfer tape on it. So when I'm polying this, I'm just being really careful around the stars, not putting too much pressure on it, just kind of guiding that poly around the stars, make sure that it covers the whole thing. I'm probably gonna do a couple coats on this, maybe 2 or 3, make sure those stars are on there, then go ahead, sand with 220 afterwards, and then put some more poly on, sand, poly, you know the deal. All right guys, here it is. I'm very proud of this. I think it looks really great. And like we said, it was from one 2x4 and then one piece of scrap wood. That whole thing was about a $5 build, and I've seen these things go from anywhere from $100 to $200. The smaller ones, this is definitely on the smaller side. I've seen these for about $75 to $100 on Facebook and Etsy and stuff like that. And then if you want to make a bigger one, it's going to take a little more wood, but you can sell it for a lot more. But that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below any other videos you'd like us to make, and I'll see you in the next one.